etc. And to evaluate that, I've got a final rubric, and it's broken into 2 sections. We've got the oral presentation that has 3 areas, 1 point each: fluency and speed of delivery, uses appropriate, kind of strange, I was talking about vocabulary and I said appropriate and not appropriate. Uses appropriate vocabulary. Even native speakers have problems reading, folks. Summarizes and defines main ideas. Then the written paper, the ESP area is identified. That's a ½ a point. The functional and situational language is identified. That's 1 point. The SWABIT is a point. And then finally, for 1½ points, you need the language objective, procedure, and justification of the production activity. And to wrap this up, this presentation up on ESP, I have 3 questions that I want you to think about. Okay? The first question is, these are general questions about the entire presentation. The first question is, how does a GE teacher differ from an ESP practitioner? Or we can reverse that. How does an ESP teacher, practitioner, trainer differ from a general English teacher? Okay. Another second question is, how can you, the teacher, help to move CALP, the language learning that students are going to do? How can you help students to move the CALP from quadrant 4 into quadrant 3? What strategies would you use to move it from quadrant 4 to quadrant 3? And you might check back in our presentation on the quadrants, okay? Remember, quadrant 4 was context reduced and quadrant 3 was context embedded. So how would you, as a teacher, what could you do to help move that from quadrant 4 to quadrant 3? And then finally, what's the difference between situational and functional language? Okay? And I'd just like to say I really appreciated this opportunity to talk with you. I hope you get something out of my meager little presentation here. And remember, ESP is a big world out there. You can teach this in schools. You can private tutor for ESP. ESP is a growing field, and especially here in Chile, it's just booming. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I hope maybe I'll see you in the future. This is Mark Perry, wishing you well.